www.untitled.com, where we are bringing you election returns across our local area and across our 6th congressional district. 57% of the vote now in. Andy Barr leading in that race 55 to 44%, with Frank Harris coming in at 1.58%. Actually, Barr's at 54.77%, but we'll round up a little bit just for the sake of clarity. And not much else changed here. We do know that, of course, McConnell will be returning to Washington, and we do know that President Trump carried the state handily. But
we'll check on the totals for the amendments, maybe, see how things are going there. And did we get our WBON TV stream restored? I understand we had a little glitch there. We're good. All right. Excellent news. Thank you, boys, for the quick reaction on that. We are going to try to reconnect here with Vicki Horn at Estill County. I think they may have some totals to share with us, so we will get her on the airways here. Hi, Vicki.
Hello. Well, we are still waiting for the results of the write-in votes, but I can give you pretty much everything else. We don't think that these other races are going to probably vary any, however you want to do that.
All right. Well, we'll take what you have.
All right. For president, Donald Trump got 5,098 votes, and Joe Biden got 1,354. And then for United States Senator, Mitch McConnell got 4,780. Amy McGrath got 1,515, and Brad Barron got 239. For U.S. Representative 6th District, Andy Barr got 5,123, and Josh Hicks got 1,336, and Frank Harris got 70. For State Senator, 21st District, Brandon Storm got 4,939, and Walter Treblow got 1,321. For State Representative 91st, Bill Wesley got 5,015, and Paula Clemens Combs got 1,459. For Urban City Council, Les Withers got 743, Chris Lee got 733, Tommy Bryant got 709, Billy Arthur got 731, Tim Burkhart 737, and Glenwood Tipton got 684.
Well, and they'll all go to the council, right?
Yes, all 6 of those will be on the council.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yes. School Board, District 1, Donna Isbert got 689. District 2, Rhonda Hardy got 364, and Tammy Hardy got 548.
All right, and
go ahead.
Okay, are these the finals, or what percentage of the vote?
Yes, this is everything final except for write-ins.
Write-ins, I got you. Okay,
yes.
All right.
Yes. School Board District 4, Carrie Smallwood got 833 votes.
Okay.
And right now on the Ravenna City Council, Chris Smith got 117 votes. Jody Collett got 101 votes. Tammy Smith-Howell got 134. William Bud Tucker got 137. Valerie Flincham got 129. And Benita Callahan got 90. And we're still waiting for the write-ins for Beverly Thompson, Amy Crow, and Brenda Abney.
Well, and that's the race we mentioned earlier that was very interesting. So right now, the top, how many go to Ravenna? Is this the top 4 as well?
No, it'll be 6.
6.
So,
okay.
Yeah, so those 6, unless the write-ins, unless the
somebody
campaign did work. Then,
yeah. So somebody, it looks like the low vote getter was Benita Callahan. So any of the write-in candidates have to get more than 90 votes to move into the council. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if we'll know about the write-ins tonight. Did they give you any indication?
Well, Brian thought it would be, very quick, but like he said, they have to accept or reject each ballot.
I got you.
So it is taking a little bit longer than what he thought. So,
okay.
But we're hoping very soon soon that he'll be back up with totals. So.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, we can congratulate Lee Withers, Chris Lee, Tobo Bryant, Billy Dean Arthur, Tim Burkhart, Glenwood Woody Tipton on going to the Irvin City Council. Also, Tambo Hardy upsetting Rhonda Hardy tonight, 548-364. The other two unopposed. Carrie Smallwood will also be another new face there on the board. And as we said, Chris Smith, Jody Collett, Tammy Howe, Bud Tucker, Valerie Flinch, and Benita Callahan right now have the top 6 slots on Ravenna, but we don't know about the write-in. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yes, definitely so, yes.
Okay, anything else?
On the constitutional amendment number 1, yeses were 2,850 and noes were 2,544. And on constitutional amendment number 2, the yeses got 1,359 and the noes got 4,074.
Wow. Well, people may have done their homework here because, one's winning pretty decisively and the other one's getting beat pretty decisively. So that's good.
We're so confusing for everyone, I think. So.
All right. Well, Vicki, are you going to hang with it for the write-ins or what?
Of course, I'm going to be here till the last vote is counted. So.
Well, bless your heart. Okay. Well, I'm not sure we will, but we'll see how long it takes. But this is great. We appreciate it. It's great to get some totals. And we appreciate all that. And if you have anything else break, please just let us know, and we'll hop back on here and get the latest.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Vicki Horn live at the Estill County Courthouse. So that's what we were looking for, some pretty much final results, with the exception of that extraordinary situation there on Ravenna City Council where some of the candidates that probably would have ran strong missed the filing deadline. So they mounted the write-in campaign. We'll have to see. There's been some stranger things happen tonight, so who knows?
Who knows? But you have to ask yourself a question. If it's important to you to be on the council, would you not know when the deadline was going to be?
I think when that hammer drops, I'm sure all of them know that they have no one to blame but themselves. I think there was a code of honor in the past that many of them felt like everyone shared that information and with one another, and some felt like they were hoodooed a little bit and kept in the dark or whatever. But yes, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're, going to file for an office, I mean,
if you're applying for a job, you need to fill out the paperwork.
That's pretty important first step.
All right, the amendment statewide now, with 65% of the precincts reporting statewide.
What percentage?
65% of the statewide precincts reporting. Don't have a lot from Jefferson County, but 65% of the state and 64% voting yes on Amendment 1, the crime victim Marcy's Law.
Yeah.
36% voting no. And for increasing the terms for judges, county attorney, Commonwealth's attorneys, and so forth, yes, 31%, 69% no. That is with 66% of the precincts reporting on that.
Yeah, so, I mean, they're almost polar opposites, One decidedly winning, one decidedly losing. So Marcy's Law, Amendment 1, I wish we had more of a legal perspective on kind of what how can you oppose victim rights, but there was more underlying to this law and how it might impact and have some unintended consequences on the state constitution. I guess we'll see and maybe hear more about it. But the looks like that's on the track for passage, as you say. And then the Second Amendment about extending the term limits for those various offices on the track to fail tonight.
That is what it looks like, at least at this time. We are half an hour beyond our allotted time here.
Good news, though. This note just in from Madison County. I think they're doing their final tallies and maybe getting close there. And while we give them a little time to do that, Bill, just would like to send out another thank you to some of our great sponsors for our local election coverage and so much of our community broadcasting here. Bishop Small Engine Repair, we appreciate everyone there. Cars of Kentucky, People's Bank, Dominion Senior Living, Ace Hardware in Berea, Nuevo, Vallarta, Bluegrass Marble and Granite, Near New Auto, Berea Collision, Kentucky Farm Bureau Agents, Mayo, Rader, and Hornsby, A&A Auto, Pool Connections, Aamco Transmissions, and our friends at Apollo's Pizza, a great local business, just a great local business success story. Wes and Rodney have expanded that chain out, several locations now, doing very well, and
there's one near my house in Lexington.
yeah, I mean, how wonderful is that? The pizza's great. It's just they've done such a wonderful job taking that business, and I'll give Wes's book a plug. If you want to just read an interesting book about the story about the Apollos, because we all loved that place. It wasn't the most. How can I say it politely? I mean, it was like Taylor's pool room. I mean, the food was great, but you didn't want the health department nosing around too much. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But. So that came to a tragic end, but I won't. But anyway, you can look that up and look Wes up on that. But we're proud of those guys and everything they do for the community and stuff. So support them. All
right. If Marissa will be ready here in just a moment, so we will take a break and do some commercial announcements, and we'll be back, and hopefully we'll have some numbers from Madison County. You're listening to Election Returns on 100.7 The Coyote and watching on WBONTV.com. Back with more in a moment.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
At People's Bank, we do it all, from personal banking to business banking and lending services. And unlike some other banks, we make all decisions locally. When you don't have time to wait, count on us. People's Bank is the perfect fit for your busy life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
People's Bank, with lots of locations to serve you. Give them a call at 986-6860 and check them out online, whitakerbank.com.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Cars of Kentucky was once again voted the #1 pre-owned automobile dealership in Madison County. Some of the reasons why include the friendliest local staff. All prices on the vehicles are clearly marked. Plus, they have a great updated website that has all the inventory listed. Cars of Kentucky has a great location. Whether you need a gas saver, a truck, SUV, Cars of Kentucky has all the best brands. Cars of Kentucky, 356 Big Hill Avenue, or give them a call at 624-CARS.
Americans have trusted independently owned Aamco transmission centers with their vehicles' maintenance and repair for over 50 years. Aamco transmissions can do the same repairs and maintenance as the dealerships, but for a lot less money. They work on all makes and models with the latest diagnostics and training. For transmission work and total car care, trust your vehicle to America's leading transmission specialist. On the corner of South Porter Drive and the Bypass in Richmond, call 623-2399 for AA MCO.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
To some, it's just a boat. But to Jim, it's his escape from meetings, traffic, and the grind of daily life. He may not catch any keepers, but he wouldn't trade his day on the lake for anything in the world. That's why his boat is insured by Kentucky Farm Bureau. But it's not just Kentucky's Farm Bureau. It's Jim's Recharge the Battery Farm Bureau. My Farm Bureau.
David Mayo, John Rader, and Chris Hornsby with Kentucky Farm Bureau.
All right, 8:41 now. You are listening to Election Returns on 100.7 The Coyote and watching them on WBONTV.com. The point at which it's all over but the shouting. And I think we're coming close to that, at least on the local results. Not a whole lot of clarity at the national level, but we didn't expect that this early anyway.
Well, it'll give us something to look forward to when we're done. But we want to remind you our coverage here tonight presented by our friends at Bishop's Small Engine Repair here in Richmond. So keep them in mind for all your mowers, power equipment, zero turns, chainsaws, service. Fantastic.
Still waiting for final numbers in the 6th District. We're still hanging in there in the upper 50s. 58% of the vote in now, with Barr leading 55.2%, Josh Hicks at 43.2%, and Frank Harris at 1.6%. So I thought we would have been further along here. We don't have any numbers in from Estill County, at least reported to the state. Nor do we have, well, I thought we had Powell County, but we don't. We have Wolfe County in now.
Well, we just got them from Vicky, so they probably haven't made it through the system, but she just got the latest.
Nothing in Fleming County yet. So,
with the exception of write-ins.
Or Woodford and Scott, also not in the 6th District. So,
and we are awaiting, the word is that they are putting the final calculations on the Madison County totals, and we hope to be going there and getting those for you as well. You know, our condolences as well. We were talking about storylines. We had mentioned Congressman Barr, who looks like is going on to victory, the tragic loss of his wife this year. Deanna Frazier, a representative there, also tragically lost her husband earlier in the year unexpectedly. And so that has been another situation for one of our local politicians that they have dealt with since they've been in office. The figures that we had from the in-person voting was very favorable, almost 4-1 to the Republicans. So Mike Eves, our local attorney, with quite a bit of ground to make up here, but again, that was only around 20% of the vote, and the other part of that equation is what we are eagerly waiting on at the moment, and we understand that they are getting close to having that compiled for us.
Marissa says you'll probably have it here in about 2 minutes. So.
Okay, well, that sounds good. And just recapping what we know, we've told you it's been a very, very big night for the Republican Party in our little piece of the world here in Madison and Estill County. Trump wins Kentucky. McConnell wins Kentucky. Barr looks like he will go on in his district. Josh Bray unopposed. We are still waiting on these races that include part of Madison County, the Dotson Kenny Blair race there in the 73rd. Also the 81st, Deanna Frazier and Mike Eves race we mentioned. The Goforth Mike Van Winkle race, we're going to call that for Goforth. He's just way, way too out in front, and that trend seems to be continuing almost 3-1. I think we can call that, but we'll have some updated figures for that district as well. And then Bill Wesley, he won Estill County, part of that district, and that also takes in part of Waco in Madison County. But the Paul Clemens Combs, being from Breathitt County, that's always an area that a Breathitt County candidate always does good in Breathitt County. So those figures are still out, so we can't call a winner in those areas until we get those other regional totals in. And those are also some finals that we're watching and waiting on and expect here soon. We're going to hang with it till the top of the hour, and hopefully we can get most of this covered, and we're going to get to our presidential race and get settled in and see what's happening in our Congress and Senate and presidential races here. But we do appreciate you so much for spending part of your evening here with us and here on 100.7 and WBON TV.
Looks like right now, at least the networks are saying that the U.S. Senate need 51 to have a majority, with 35 Democrats were not up for re-election this time. Right now it looks like the Democrats are going to have at least 42 seats without the West Coast in. The Republicans are going to have 35 seats. They had 30 that were not up for re-election. We still have a long way to go there. The House is going to stay Democratic. That's almost a certainty. And in the presidential vote, Biden leads Trump 88-72 in the Electoral College. However, we are still really, really early there without a lot of states reporting.
No word on Georgia?
Georgia is Trump is leading, but we've only got 20-something% of the vote in, so we're not there yet. Florida looks like, depending on where the Florida vote's coming from, Trump is up by about 300,000 votes. With 89% of the vote in. We don't know about how much of that is absentee or any of that. None of the networks are calling it yet. Biden is leading in Texas, Kansas, Missouri, North Carolina, Ohio, and Pennsylvania and New Hampshire right now.
Wow. Well, you mentioned a couple of very bellwether states that if he is going to have a chance to defy the odds, he has to bring them all home.
Well, if he wins Florida, he's in much better shape. But still, if Biden were for somehow, it's really, really close in Texas with about half the vote in. If Biden were to win Texas, I just don't see how Trump can win.
Well, no. I think that's checkmate. Nobody saw that coming. But I'll ask you this while we're waiting. I know we're concentrating here on local regional races, but, Ohio has always seemed to be a toss-up state, but it seemed to break for Trump decidedly.
In the last election, it went strongly for Trump.
Well, I'm talking about this time.
Not as of right now. Right now, Biden's in the lead. In the early results out of Ohio.
And there you go. I mean, this is all very regionalized too. But I'm not basing what I said there on what's come in right now. I'm purely basing that on polling information and whatever various methodologies that I've heard. But they feel like they have Ohio under control.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Again, Northern Ohio is very Democratic. Southern Ohio is not. Ohio has a lot of rural areas, and so that has a lot to do with it. Columbus is Democratic. Right now, with 53% of the vote in Ohio, Biden leads 55-44. And in Pennsylvania, only 7% of the vote in, Biden leads 77-20.
In Pennsylvania,
but only 2% of the vote in. That doesn't mean anything.
All right.
And in Missouri, Biden leads 59-40, but then that's also very early. 37% of the vote in Kansas, Biden leads there 54-45. The last time a Democrat carried Kansas, if I'm not mistaken, is 1964. So we shall see.
What Granny say on Josie Wells, I'm not too fond of Jayhawkers either.
It's been an interesting night. Now, there's hardly any surprises at all in the states that have been called. Indiana, very Republican, and it's gone for Trump. Oklahoma and Arkansas have gone for Trump, as have Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, and South Carolina. and no real surprises in the states that have actually been called for Biden either. Those are all Democratic strongholds. Illinois, Virginia now didn't used to be, but is now. Maryland, Delaware, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Vermont. Biden is well ahead of New Hampshire, but again, very early. And the only surprise that I see here is Texas and Kansas, at least right now. And Missouri is too early for this to mean anything. Michigan also very early. Trump is ahead in Michigan, but again, only about 5% of the vote in. Now 10%. So we don't know where that's coming from. Michigan is one of those, again, like Louisville, is Detroit and the rest of the state, basically. So we shall see as we move on through the night.
All right.
I don't think we're going to have a winner in the presidential race. I think Marissa has some information for us. So
let's go to her.
Let's go to the courthouse. Hi, Marissa.
Hey, we have final numbers.
Excellent.
Yay. Now, bear in mind, there are still some mail-ins. Now, Clerk Barger said out of the 675 unreturned ballots, he only expects about 100 of those to actually be mailed back.
Okay.
He said a lot of people lose it in a stack of mail, throw it away on accident, whatever.
Well, I have to give him credit to have it right down to the number to know how many that's still out. That's like a casino knowing how many chips they have in play. That's pretty good.
Right.
Hats
and
off.
we have some very close ones that we've had some flip-flopping, but I'll get to that. I'll start at the top and go down. So
right.
That's why it took Nick and I. Nick's been crunching the numbers. We had some changes.
Well, let's start out here with the state representatives race on the ballot. We've got all the national races and the Andy Barr race pretty much in hand. So
yeah, those haven't changed, but I did want to make a note. I thought this was kind of funny. For write-ins, and that's what they're counting now is write-ins. The machines actually take a screenshot of the write-in, and then they count them, and he says they always have a laugh, like looking through them because a lot of them are fake people. But I do want to note for president, there was 156 write-ins, and Kanye West only got 140 votes. So I just thought that was kind of interesting to note. So we've had a lot of write-ins across those big ones.
I wonder how much Kanye West spent on running for president.
All right.
He's worth 1-point-something billion. I was reading about it the other day.
All right. Details, please.
All right. So Josh Bray, of course, uncontested. But if you want to know total numbers of votes, if you're a numbers junkie, it's 5,869 people in that Garrett Rock Castle in western southern Madison County. That's 71st District. 73rd, Ryan Dotson took that with 2,415. And Kenny Blair with 993.
All
and
right.
That's Clark
Now, this is only the Madison County figures.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yeah, so those, however, we do know the next one, State Representative 81st District. That's the only district that's completely in Madison. That's the important one we've been following. Deanna Frazier, 12,009 votes. And Mike Eves actually did pick up some with those mail-in ballots. He has 9,081 votes.
Well, he did make up a lot of ground there, and this is with the final totals with only the 600 and something unaccounted.
More like 100, but technically, if we're 6,000 or 600.
And they're all important, but we just this particular race is all in Madison County. I got you.
Yeah, so that's the one that we just watch closely.
Yes.
You know. However, this one's important too. State Representative 89th District. That's the Goforth Van Winkle. Again, just Madison County. We still have Jackson and Laurel, but it's looking like Goforth took it because he has 6,705 votes and Mike Van Winkle has 3,854.
Well, and he's winning handily across Laurel, Jackson County as well. So we've declared him the victor in that 89th race.
Yeah, that seems safe to say. And then State Representative 91st District, that tiny little piece of southeastern Madison County with Lee Estelbretha and Owsley, Paula Clemens Combs, 200 votes, Bill Wesley, the Republican, 570.
Okay, and a little big region there that's out of Madison County, still unaccounted for there, so we can't project a winner yet. All right.
Thank you. All right, so here's where we have some flip-flops and some close stuff going on here.
Okay, we moving on to
Richmond City Commission.
Gotcha.
So we originally thought it would be Grant, Arnold, Brewer, and Newby. However, now it's looking like Arnold, Kristen Arnold, Mike Brewer, Jim Newby, and Ed McDaniel. Unless things change with these mail-in votes, will be the next city commission.
Okay, give us the totals quickly, and we'll jot them down here.
Kristen Arnold is 5,642.
Chris Arnold?
Kristen Arnold.
How many? I'm sorry.
5,642.
Okay.
Mike Brewer, 5,782.
Okay.
Jim Newby, 5,268.
Okay.
And Ed McDaniel, 4,899.
Okay, keep going.
So Jacob Grant would be the next one. Now, they're only off by 13 votes, so these mail-ins could change that. He's got 4,886.
Okay.
And then Jason Morgan is in second to last at 4,356.
Okay.
And Ken DeGrant III with 2,847.
847. Okay, so yeah, McDaniel. So he made up some ground, and looks like he may be able to hold on to his seat there, and then Jason Morgan actually slipped quite a bit.
Yeah, that number did change a little bit.
Well, now wait a minute. What was his total again?
4,356.
Okay, 4,356. Well, he's out of the top four now.
Yeah.
So well, that did take a little political toll on him, apparently. Okay, and to Berea.
Alrighty. I will name off the first 8, and I don't know if you want all the numbers.
Yeah, just run down them quickly. We'll get them for everybody here.
All right. Ronnie Terrell, 3,314.
Okay.
Donald Scalf, 2,109.
Okay.
Shane Barton, 2,435.
Yeah.
John Payne, 2,988.
Yeah.
Amy Asher, 2,804.
Yeah.
Katie Startzman, 2,825.
Okay.
Jim Davis, 3,237.
Yeah.
Vincent Gwynn, 864.
Yeah.
David Rowlett, 2,779.
Yeah.
Teresa Centers, 2,988.
Okay.
Steve Cottle, 3,525.
Yeah.
Emily LaDouceur, 2,489.
Okay.
Jerry Little, 3,034.
Okay.
And Cora Jane Wilson at 3,000 even.
Okay, so have you done the
we
math?
We did the top 8, yeah.
Okay, so who gets in?
These are the top 8. Cora Jane Wilson, Jerry Little, Steve Cottle, Teresa Centers, Jim Davis, Katie Startzman, John Payne, and Ronnie Terrell.
All right.
So those changed since our last report. It sounds like those absentee ballots really did shake some things up.
Well, and Emily LaDouceur, who has kind of represented the liberal effort there in Berea, and so she's out.
Yes.
And we knew that, and when we said that going on, that there was quite of a conservative liberal battle that has been going on, but certainly heated up this time. And again, the spoils go to the Republicans by and large here today.
Robert Goforth, by the way, carried Laurel County 78-22.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a runaway.
So in Laurel County, which is where the bulk of the votes are in that district.
Obviously, a lot of people have said and believe that people, when it comes to politics, are different these days. They seem to be tolerant, forgiving, understanding. We all have issues in life. Sometimes they're not pretty, but But that was a remarkable race. All right, so the only other thing was the Berea Independent School Board. We might as well get that settled while we got you on here. That's the only thing I still have hanging out there, Marissa.
Sure. So it's looking like Bondurant, 1,473 votes. And Granite, 1,232. So Bondurant took that by 53% of the vote.
Okay, pretty close. All right, well, does that call it a wrap there? Of course, We'll,
it does. I do have one more thing of note, if you're interested.
Of course I am.
About the discrepancy. Clerk Barger just gave me the printout, so I'm looking at the numbers here. So absentee ballots, Republican, 2,154. Democrat was 3,539. So we are seeing I wonder if that'll be reflective on the national scale.
It's supposed to be.
All righty. Well, thank you, guys. Everything is updated, as always. Those are the final numbers, except, like I said, those about 100 or so votes on the website, WBON TV. Nick did a great job typing those out and getting that on there. So.
Well, thanks to you and Nick for a great job there tonight, Marissa. We appreciate you so much. And tell everybody again for final tallies, WBONTV.com. And also the very, very tight races. I don't know that any are within a couple of hundred votes, but if they are, just keep that in mind that there are a few hundred unaccounted ballots that will be counted as long as they're postmarked and returned postmarked in time. So keep that in mind. But we appreciate it, and the results are very timely. It's the top of the hour, and a good time for us to move on and turn things over to the boys on the national scene and see how the presidential, Senate, and congressional races shape up. Thanks again.
You've been listening to the Bishop Small Engine Repair Election Returns. You're on WCYO, Irvin, Richmond, Lexington, and WBONTV.com. Thanks for listening.